Hope you guys doing okay. Doing much better. Got work to do. Therapy next week. No, really this week. I'm gonna set it up. Therapy's really helping, so therapy really helps. Because it teaches you how to deal with certain things. Number one, let me get something off my chest. Number one, I think a lot of stuff is just terrible. A lot of people start coming with empirical data. I don't really come with empirical evidence. I come with concrete what I've seen with my own two eyes, or even some of the stuff. The used car market right now, is still astronomically high, and for lack of better words, a lot of these dealers or certain stuff like that, you want people to feel sorry for them. They just bought all these different cars or whatnot, and they can't sell them. The thing about, I think the way the stuff is where it is right now is because oftentimes people are preparing for a feast when they should have been preparing for a famine. And I mean, whenever you don't necessarily think like that, and you're not prepared for the absolute worst, or like Murphy's Law, anything that could go wrong, can go wrong, you don't just basically assume the worst or best or worst case scenario, you're pretty much in deep stuff. And a lot of people, it's only a matter of time before deep stuff really just starts to kick in. And a lot of people, you can't handle the heat, stay out of the kitchen. It's as simple as that. If you can't handle the heat, stay out of the kitchen. I don't like really being metaphorical or whatnot, but I feel like, a lot of stuff is terrible and jacked up nowadays. And then you think about, the workers' market. I don't think it is that people are not trying to get back to work. I think people are lying, people are fulfilling the narrative. They don't want to pay people, and they're seeing what they can get away with. A lot of the times, too, a lot of people could be lying. Like, I watched a guy, he was talking about the other day. He said jobs are discriminated against people across the board. And instead of just saying they're just doing certain stuff for equal opportunity, and then they're not really hiring. And I mean, I definitely feel that. But then, too, end of the day, the workers' market sucks, but it's self-sufficient. The opportunities are endless. I mean, seasonal work. Jackass. Try that shit. He really did that. The other problem I kind of got to was just, the business sense in the business world is a whole lot of people are going and saying that, our business is tanking because this, that, and the third. Your business basically tanked because you had thought that that the market, everything that you're doing is going to be gravy. And again, if a place is not that good with money, That person's mad annoying, and I'm not about to deal with that. Like, I'm perfectly cool with 1 kill right now, or whatnot, and I'm gonna go from there. But yeah, I've been watching a lot of stuff, like even with the watch market, people say it's dead, or all this type of stuff. I would have to agree the watch market is kind of dead, or it's not bouncing back. People say crypto is making gains, or I saw a guy get a Richard Mille, RM55, and he paid $455,000 with diamonds on there. The Richard Mille only uses like, I think they use VS diamonds or whatnot, and they're like F color, they're colorless. With the amount of diamonds and stuff that they have on there, it doesn't add up to $100,000. Again, a lot of stuff to me doesn't make any sense. I'm not necessarily against Richard Mille. I mean, I like their pave setting, RM67. Only like 2 RMs I would really own. I would say it's the RM6702 and RM67 Gold, or really the Gold Pave RM6701 Pave Gold. I am a fan of that. So, realistically speaking, what's this? Okay, we got that. Realistically, those are only 2 watches I would really get. Next, in terms of just like, business wise and business sense, with the jobs or watches and certain stuff like that, I mean, honestly speaking too, with a lot of places, I don't think that they're doing a great job of retention of key and critical components in terms of what makes a great service a great service. And my answer response is not really vague, because at the same time, if you think about a lot of stuff, the secondary market determines if there's a primary market at all. RM, you can't buy it at the boutique, or if they do have watches, they're not selling it to you. Like, you have to spend, I want to say, $600,000 on watches that you don't even want to be able to get yourself like a Bubba Watson. It's better to buy it from a great market dealer, but honestly too, you can't buy from everybody. If something is been worn or something like that, or the buckle doesn't look great, or you can't sell, to me, it's a dirtbag thing to say that something is brand new and it has obviously been worn. Or if I buy it new, I want it to be 100% new. Not on anybody's wrist, not on anybody's anything. It needs to be brand new. But a lot of stuff is bad. Like, when you don't have any standards set in place, you allow stuff to run amok, you can see what happens. And then two, a lot of people talking about these top watches or whatnot. Like, to me, I would never really wear top watches anywhere in the world like that. Like, the only place you can really wear top watches in the world, not worry about getting robbed or anything like that, is Singapore. And I mean, to be honest, Singapore has, the probably toughest laws in the world. They believe in corporal punishment. I believe in corporal punishment to a degree, but at the same time, it's just like, at the end of the day, we have lax laws across the places, and then, we're not necessarily dealing with stuff head on. A lot of stuff tends to run amok. Like, honestly speaking, too, you really don't hear about, like, financial crimes in certain places, but I know financial crimes is a worldwide thing. Like, the guy from Binance, Shangping Zhao, or Chow, CZ from Binance, he got charged for basically money laundering and insecurities or whatnot. And Binance is the number one used cryptocurrency app in the world. Honestly speaking, I think Binance is a good platform to use. I don't know if it's still up. They had to shut down because of regulations of crypto. Pretty much everything's fraud if you really think about it. Like, you know, we're living in a false and diluted reality where anything says and goes, to be honest. Like, you know, rent's going up, food or groceries have gone up. You know, medicine's an afterthought. You're going to have one and not the other. And pretty soon, you're not going to be able to have anything at the same time. You're going to work more hours. You're not going to get healthcare insurance. You pay whatever type of coverage, or even if you have money, a little bit of money, you don't run through that and burn through that policy, and you're screwed. Like, I watched this guy who had his health challenges, and I was like 50 years old in like San Diego or whatnot, and he capped out ageism and certain stuff is real. He knows the stuff, but at the end of the day, they cap you out. Like, you know, your money or your worth to a company is only as good as they're able to, like, you know, replace you. And that's the sad thing about the workforce. You know, once that money's gone, you can barely sustain yourself, to be honest. In today's economy, in today's society, you would be a fool to believe that, you know, you're actually retiring off these careers. There's no such thing as a pension anymore. There's only very few careers to give you a pension. And then, two, your risk of injury or death is very prevalent just with certain jobs. You know, lifting materials, like being a forklift driver or certain stuff, or using a material to go and move boxes, all this type of stuff. So at the end of the day, when everything's all said and done, you know, you won't necessarily be able to, how can I say, function with or without certain parameters in place. Like, a lot of places know, basically can tell you that the working environment they have people in is unsafe. They don't use the best equipment. They're not investing in equipment, and they get mad when people leave. Honestly speaking, if you're going to hustle or bust your behind, I don't think there's anything wrong with people busting their behind. But in today's economy and you're going to have to pay a lot more. A lot of people don't want to hear that. Another thing I'm still thinking about in terms of the workforce too, a lot of this money and certain stuff like that, like buying a vehicle. A vehicle is really not even worth the money. And someone probably say watches aren't worth the money. I would agree. Not necessarily worry about the money. I think it'd be a great value. I feel like everybody should have at least a watch, at least. It don't have to necessarily be that expensive, but I mean, if you get a good watch that's $3,000 or $5,000, that's great. Versatility, that I feel like that's great. But also too, like, I'm not going to suggest someone buy a watch. I would serve, basically, I give watches a rating. Well, I basically assert a rating to a watch, basically. That's not necessarily to do with the brand. It's about what people are willing to pay for it. Daquan. But yeah, I assert watches as a certain type of crap. Like, I'm not paying, $8,000 for a Tag Heuer. I'm not buying that. It's dog. It's dog water. Like, Tag Heuer is great, but it's not worth $8,000. I'm not doing that. Like, I would rather have someone sell it for what it's actually worth. The market says it's $4,700. Honestly speaking, I'd rather, get it to somebody at a new home. I'm not selling something that I don't believe is worth it. $4,700 is really worth $4,700, but if you buy it in the boutique, it's like $8,000. So realistically speaking, it's not about what you pay; it's about its value today. Like, money does not work the way people think it do. Like, that's bull. Ah. But yeah, the way the money works and certain stuff like that, like jewelers have to make money, but I feel like, we definitely make money. because we're quick with our hands, certain stuff like that. But if I was a jeweler, I look out for people to a certain extent. Yeah. So I needed a piece, custom jewelry. Like, I'm not gonna crack people's head too bad. Like, a lot of these people have become wealthy off of
that boy is a cap. Saying he home, but I know where he at. Like, so I tell him it's one of me. He making fun of me. His girl is a bum to me. Like that boy is a cap. Saying he home, but I know where he at. Like, so I tell him it's one of me. He making fun of me. His girl is a bum to me. Like that boy is a cap. Saying he home, but I know where he at. Like, so I tell him it's one of me. He making fun of me. His girl is a bum to me. Like that boy is a cap. Saying he home, but I know where he at. Like, so I tell him it's one of me. He making fun of me. His girl is a bum to me. Like that boy is a cap. Saying he home, but I know where he at. Like, so I tell him it's one of me. He making fun of me. His girl is a bum to me. Like that boy is a cap. Saying he home, but I know where he at. Like, so I tell him it's one of me. He making fun of me. His girl is a bum to me. Like that boy is a cap. Saying he home, but I know where he at. Like, so I tell him it's one of me. He making fun of me. His girl is a bum to me. Like that boy is a cap. Saying he home, but I know where he at. Like, so I tell him it's one of me. He making fun of me. His girl is a bum to me. Like that boy is a cap. Saying he home, but I know where he at. Like, so I tell him it's one of me. He making fun of me. His girl is a bum to me. Like that boy is a cap. Saying he home, but I know where he at. Like, so I tell him it's one of me. He making fun of me. His girl is a bum to me. Like that boy is a cap. Saying he home, but I know where he at. Like, so I tell him it's one of me. He making fun of me. His girl is a bum to me. Like that boy is a cap. Saying he home, but I know where he at. Like, so I tell him it's one of me. He making fun of me. His girl is a bum to me. Like that boy is a cap. Saying he home, but I know where he at. Like, so I tell him it's one of me. He making fun of me. His girl is a bum to me. Like that boy is a cap. Saying he home, but I know where he at. Like, so I tell him it's one of me. He making fun of me. His girl is a bum to me. Like that boy is a cap. Saying he home, but I know where he at. Like, so I tell him it's one of me. He making fun of me. His girl is a bum to me. Like that boy is a cap. Saying he home, but I know where he at. Like, so I tell him it's one of me. He making fun of me. His girl is a bum to me. Like that boy is a cap. Saying he
Oh my god.
a bum to me. Like that boy is a cap. Saying he home, but I know where he at. Like, so I tell him it's one of me. He making fun of me. His girl is a bum to me. Like that boy is a cap. Saying he home, but I know where he at. Like, so I tell him it's one of me. He making fun of me. His girl is a bum to me. Like that boy is a cap. Saying he home, but I know where he at. Like, so I tell him it's one of me. He making fun of me. His girl is a bum to me. Like that boy is a cap. Saying he home, but I know where he at. Like, so I tell him it's one of me. He making fun of me. His girl is a bum to me. Like that boy is a cap. Saying he home, but I know where he at. Like, so I tell him it's one of me. He making fun of me.
And then yeah, like I was still thinking about just certain things too. Like everybody's a customer at the end of the day. Like a lot of people are not going to get rich, and that's just a fact. Being rich, requires discipline. A lot of people, I would say, just depends. A lot of people have lost that, or that art's been lost in translation. All right, y'all. We out. Love y'all.